Is it time to start taking Chelsea Football Club seriously again? Because I think it could be. Chelsea have now entered the chat for some of Europe's top strikers. They are on the hunt. Let's be real. They are on the hunt. They've secured Champions League, the youngest squad to ever do so. And Enzo Maresca has delivered. He has delivered his objective this season. Now, don't get me wrong. Spending 1.2 billion and all of this stuff, absolutely, you should be getting top four. But in reality, the young squad that they've built has not been playing at that level. You know what I mean? It's a big achievement for them. But let's talk about what it has actually allowed them to do. Because Chelsea are legitly in the market for Victor Gyökeres, Benjamin Sesko, Hugo Ekitike, Liam Delap, to name just a few. And they have a genuine chance of getting these players. They do. They do. And you have to start taking Chelsea seriously. They've got the money to do it. They've got the pulling power to do it. And most of all, they've got Champions League football to do it. Who should they go for? Who should they go for? Look, we've seen Nicholas Jackson at Chelsea. First season weren't too bad. First season for Nicholas Jackson was not too bad. What did he score? 14 goals. He did okay. 10 goals this season, though, but you can see that he's not the one. You can see that he's wasteful in front of goal, and they need a big boy striker. Chelsea have been searching for that big boy striker since what? Diego Costa, let's be real. And then Didier Drogba before that. I know Lukaku's had a couple of stints there, but it hasn't really been the one, you know. And Chelsea being synonymous for top number nines, they've struggled to find the one. And Enzo Maresca and Chelsea and Todd Bowley and the decision makers at Chelsea have a really important decision to make. But most of all, they've got flexibility of which to do it. The reports are saying that Ekitike is likely to cost £80 million. Frankfurt prefer to keep him, so that's going to prove tough to negotiate. This is according to Ben Jacobs. Of course, Liverpool, they've also inquired about Ekitike, apparently so. Sesko and Gyökeres are Arsenal's two main targets as well as obviously Alexander Isak. He's probably going to be staying at Newcastle United. Sesko will cost 80 million euros. That's a release clause. Gyökeres can leave Sporting for around 70 million euros. Chelsea were interested in Sesko last summer before he decided to stay at Leipzig as well. And Chelsea looked at Gyökeres in the summer of 2023 and again in the January of 24, but are yet to make a fresh approach. So Chelsea have been after these players. You know, reading the reports, Chelsea have been after these players. This is not a new thing for them. They just really haven't been in a position probably to convince them. And for different circumstances, you look at Ekitike, you look at Sesko, especially Sesko, he decided to stay one more year at Leipzig. He signed a contract, didn't he? But that's the other thing as well, is the chase is on. You know, it's a striker's market. Where are these missing pieces going to fall? You know, everyone needs a striker, but the teams in the Champions League have the upper hand. You know what I mean? They have the upper hand. They do. Chelsea also really want Liam Delap. They've held talks with him and feel very confident because they've got Champions League football. Guess what? I wouldn't rule out Chelsea getting Liam Delap and one of the big boy strikers. Chelsea, this is Chelsea, man. They can go big. They find money. They sell hotels or they sell their parent club to this, or they rob Peter to pay Paul. They find like financial loopholes. Whether as a neutral you like it or not, you have to say it as it is. Chelsea, in terms of making money, are one of the best at it. Fraudulent, you may say sometimes. How have they done this? Pulled Man United's pants down for 60 odd million pounds for Mason Mount. Big money. Lewis Hall to Chelsea, to Newcastle, 30 odd million. Big money. Wasn't it the same with Livramento, Chelsea fans, if I'm not mistaken? Got money out of him. Who else have they sold for big money? What's his name? What's his name again? Trevor Chalobah, didn't they? But then he came back. You know, the guy. What's his name again? Tamori Abraham. They make money. Chelsea know how to make money. All these young bucks that they've bought fairly quickly and moved them on. Look at Renato Vega came through quickly, gone. You know what I mean? So the players are either on big contracts and decent wages where they're locking them down, but they sell for big money. Look at the money they got for Kai Havertz. You know, so Chelsea are notorious sellers. They raise money. And this is why I'm saying they can also go big. They spend money. You know, when it was time to go and get Caicedo for for the money that they did. Big piece, 100 plus. Got him. British transfer record, I think it was. When it's time to go and get Enzo Fernandez after being at Benfica, I think I want to say Benfica for not long, or he hadn't been that good for that long. Slapped the 100 down and bought Enzo Fernandez. Like Chelsea, they can't plead poverty. Yeah, they can't plead poverty. So for me, I think it's scary hours. You have to look at Chelsea differently. You do. Like, you know, if they assembled a team that they could potentially assemble now with the money that they got, and now that the aisles that they're shopping in, you know what I mean? They could be a serious force next year. You know, you look at the team, all right, what do I think Chelsea need? You look at fullback, you got Gusto, you got Reece James. They're trying to make sure he can stay fit because he's a top draw player. You got Cucurella at left back. What's the young kid's name who plays there? Is it Achimpong? I can't remember. There's another little right back there or full back there. Centre backs, I think they need another top centre back. Haven't replaced Thiago Silva. You look at Badia Silva's not good enough. Of course, Axel disaster. Axel Disassi's gone. He's at Villa. You got to look at that Fofana keeps getting injured. So, you know, Colwill is up and coming. They want to work with him, keep pushing him. And you look at Trevor Chalobah, who came back. So they need more. They need more there. Goalkeeper, they need to sort out 100%. Robert Sanchez is not good enough. Midfield, they've got options. You look at Enzo, you look at Caicedo, you look at Lavia, if they can keep him fit, but fantastic player. Palmer in the 10. So they've got options there. Obviously, it hasn't worked with Dewsbury Hall. You probably move him on. So they probably need another midfielder. But I think they've got that guy. I can't remember the name of him. Is it Santos? The guy's out on loan. Bring him back in. He's top. You know what I mean? Ain't they got a young, what's the young Brazilian kid coming in as well? Is it Endrick? Not Endrick. Estavio. You know, so they got players for the future as well. Neto's done quite well. You keep him. Sancho, listen, it hasn't worked out by rights. Chelsea should really be sending him back, but I hope they take him. That's my Man United hat on, even though it's a neutral channel. Hope they paid the 25 million for him, but that hasn't really worked. You still got Jackson, and you need to go and get proper forwards, potent forwards. So Chelsea, strong position, can afford players. My question was at the beginning of the video, is it time to start taking Chelsea seriously? Now, you have to wait to see what they do in the transfer window, but in terms of who they're in the market for and who they're bidding against, they're in there with Arsenal, they're in there with Liverpool, they're in there with Newcastle United, all them teams in the Champions League, City, competing for the very best players. So based off of that, you have to rate Chelsea. You do. You do. And listen, I'm not giving them too much praise because with the money spent, and, you know, Chelsea are used to winning trophies, not celebrating top 4 trophies and stuff. But for that young crop of players, it's big for them. This is big for them to get the Champions League at the first time of asking with Enzo Maresca. It's very big for them. So, yeah, shout out to them. And let's see what type of players that they go for. You have to say it as it is. They could be in for a big summer and could be getting big players. Smash a like on the video. Thanks for getting us to 10K as well. Here on the Football Flex, the community's building, subscribers are building. Big up to each and every one of you, man. Drop a comment, get involved, helps feed the algorithm and support the channel, man. We're rising, road to I don't know, road to 100K. Why not? We just got to 10K, road to 100K. Big up, people. Peace.